But anywho, I feel so ecstatic to really announce a lady that actually not only got to the manager position, she fast start qualified and got to the manager position, but also she has a testimony that I feel everyone in the TMV family should hear. When Mr. Humes was actually here a couple weeks ago, when she shared her story at the end, it wasn't a dry eye in the crowd. And that's none other than Miss Carmen Young, who's under the leadership of Jonathan Montgomery. Turn it over to you. It should be a Carmen Young. She should have her hand raised.
Hello, hi, how is everybody tonight? So my name is Carmen Young, and basically, I was introduced to the business. I'm an insurance agency owner for American Family, and I was going to my print shop, and I was just picking up some materials, and there was a gentleman in there. We got to chatting it up because he was looking at my flyers, and he was, we got to talking, and I was telling him that as an insurance agent, I realized going door to door is not going to get me where I want to be, and I need to talk to more business owners. So I'm like, your network is your net worth. And he busted out laughing. He's like, oh, my business partner Sean says that all the time, and he starts laughing. And he invites me to this meeting. So I go to the meeting, you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting there, Sean's asking me, like, what do you do for a living? And I'm telling him what I do. And as I'm sitting there, I happen to look to my left at the screen that he has in his office, and I see at the very bottom Legal Shield. So I'm like, I don't want to do this because I've been in sales for over 17 years. So when I first got into sales at 19, this Legal Shield was just beginning here in Missouri. And I had to choose her. So I thought between that or insurance. So I chose insurance, right? So I'm like, I don't want to do this, but you can't get up in the middle of a meeting to walk out. That's just rude, right? So I'm like, well, I'm already here. I got to sit here because I'm in a live meeting, guys. I can't just turn off my Zoom. So as I'm sitting there, Sean's doing his speech and he's like, it's a red button that you can use. It's 24/7 access. And he's talking about all the benefits. And I have a 16-year-old daughter. So I'm like, that's something that I need to have for peace of mind. So a week later, less than a week later, actually, I get the service that night. Less than a week later, my daughter gets pulled over and I have to use the service. I call Sean. I'm like, Sean, I'm in a situation. I need to use this service. I need your help. So he tells me to call this number. He's like, no, scratch that. You need to call this number. Now, mind you guys, I didn't intend to use the service. So I never downloaded any of the apps. I didn't have the red button that I bought the service for. Because when I bought it, I'm thinking that it's a good service to have, but I didn't prepare. So I use this red button. Or no, my daughter, I call her and I tell her to use this number. She calls the lawyer and she gets them on the phone. Now, this time, she's already called me and told me what the situation is. And the third cop car is pulled up and a tow truck. In my state, if a third cop car pulls up, you're definitely going to jail. And when the tow truck pulls up, your car is getting towed. So I'm distraught because my car just got totaled a couple of weeks before that. So I don't have a car. And the only car in the household is a 16-year-old's car. If this cop would have towed my car, you guys, my entire life would be over. I do insurance for a living. You have to have a vehicle in order to do your job. So she hands the phone out the window. She's like, hey, talk to my lawyer. He comes back, he gets on the phone. To this day, you guys, I do not know what that lawyer said to this police officer. All I know is he handed my daughter back the phone. He went and talked to the tow truck. The tow truck pulled off. The other two cop cars pulled off. He followed my daughter home. When he got there, he said that she was supposed to have an A11 warrant out for her arrest. Basically, when you have a minor, they cannot detain your child. What they do is they release them to you and they put an A11 out because she received stolen goods from across state lines. It's what they were claiming, even though she didn't. So he was supposed to put an A11 out on her warrant, arrest for her warrant nationwide. I couldn't afford that. My daughter is 16 in college. She was devastated. She can't have a felony. And it was very devastating. But had I not met Jonathan that night, I would have been in a situation where my car was gone, my life was upheaval, and I lost my job and everything was gone. But because of this service, I became a believer. So after that, I called my friend. I'm like, hey girl, I just got this service. It helped my daughter keep from getting a felony. You should really check it out because she has kids too. She looked at it, she took a leap of faith, she trusted me, she bought the service. I got paid, that was on a Friday. I got paid on a Monday. Fast forward, I started telling my clients, my associates, my friends. I've even told complete strangers. I just signed up a complete stranger on Wednesday or Thursday. That took me to senior associate. Then Friday, one of my associates that I brought in, she signed up her first associate. So I just hit manager. I've earned that $700 bonus plus the other money. I've earned over $1,100 in less than 18 days. I've been running to the world and telling all my friends. I told my friend yesterday she got in a car accident. I'm like, you need legal shield. If you would have legal shield, things would have been okay. You wouldn't have been. So you guys, the service works. It's peace of mind. It pays you great, and it's literally the click of a button. So that's my testimony. I'm very excited, passionate. I look forward to making executive director. I'm working really hard every day. Outside of my business, I literally took I don't even think I took 10 hours. Honestly, Sean, I don't think I took 10 hours to do what I did. So if you stay consistent and do diligent, do those 3 a days, you will be great.
All right, Mr. Kimbrough, you're muted. Okay, there
you hear me okay? Appreciate you so much, Ms. Young. Thanks for the testimony. I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Stevens.
All right. Well, what an awesome, amazing story.